Hi, hello everybody. This time I'm doing a special. Some people have asked recently in the comments, can you show us your sump area? So yes, I can. But before we get to the technical stuff, let's first consider the tank itself. It is a Sea Reefer tank, which was specifically designed by Sea to deliver a system that's all-in-one, at least as far as the tank itself goes. So that means it has an overflow box built in. I have added a lock line myself to provide better flow, better diversion of the flow that's coming back from the return pump. And Sea have designed it so that the plumbing is already there. So when you go to the sump area, you can see that the plumbing has been pre-installed by Sea itself, with a nice big knob to turn to control how much water is flowing in, which you will adjust to the rate of your return pump. When considering the sump itself, it's about 100 liters, 120 liters I think. It has an automatic top-off system, which is not powered by electric, because it's actually a very simple float valve system, which whenever the water level gets too low in here, it will automatically top up by using this water. So when considering my setup, I have let's start with the return pumps. I have two. They are the Chinese Jacob brand. The reason I have two is that the one in the back with the yellow hose, it connects to actually the return pump, so it connects to the left over there, which returns back to the tank. The other one, it's a slightly smaller return pump, and I use it to supply the internal equipment with water. So for example, first of all, it leads to the Vertex filter over here, which is filled with Skim matrix. The matrix creates a bacterial surface, so because I don't have a lot of rock in my tank, it creates an extra surface for the bacteria to house and multiply. Then the next stop is the UVC filter. It's a 36 watts UVC light, which cleans the water, kills bacteria. I have to say that since I have added it, I have had no outbreaks of white spots on my fish, so for me it's working. And then the third divider goes to the chiller, which is actually in the right cabinet. That's right here. The chiller is both cooling the water and warming it up, so it acts both ways. It's a Teco TK500 chiller, which is I bought recently to overcome the hot summers. To keep my water in check, I'm using a dosing pump by Giesemann, also the same Chinese brand as I have with the return pumps, and I'm using the Balling Classic method, which is keeping up with the KH and the calcium and the magnesium. And I have also added vodka, which is spelled with a W in the Netherlands, to reduce nitrates and phosphates. To power it all up, I'm using a DJ switch. At least in the Netherlands we're calling it a DJ switch, which has separate fuses for each of the switches, and you can easily control if you want to turn something off temporarily. You can easily do that, and yeah, it's really comes in very nice. Here are the controllers for the pumps, also for the gyre. So then moving back to the real sump area. Things I haven't mentioned yet is of course the skimmer, which is a TMC Reef Skim 1000. It's prepared for you can use it on a 1,000-liter system, but for my 500-liter system it's sufficient. It's not that big of a cup, but it's big enough. I just emptied it, of course, and I have to empty it every 2-3 days. Then there's the power filter. It's also actually a cheap Chinese brand. And what it does, there's a filter sucks in filters inside the canister, and it just gets through the water and cleans out every dirt that's in there. Then I have a refugium, which is actually a very small plastic thing, which you usually use to house like a small turtle or whatever. And I have decided to use it with algae to also reduce nitrates and phosphates. And its inflow is also coming from the UVC, so there's some water movement inside. Then the last thing I want to mention is in between here. You can't see it very well, but there's two bags in there between where the water overflows to the return pump area, and there's carbon inside, and there's ROAphos inside to clarify the water, reduce phosphates. So yeah, that's a quick review of the sump area of my tank, and well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked what you saw. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and we'll quickly wrap up with an overview of the tank itself. The lights are rather blue because it's that time of day. It's always hard to get good natural colors when you're using this amounts of light on a phone camera. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S6 to film this, and I'm editing the video afterwards in YouTube to remove the shake. One last thing, the lights. I really enjoy these lights. They are Giesemann, or whatever you pronounce it in English. It's a German brand, which consists of both LEDs and T5. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's better. I use the blue LEDs, and the bulbs are ATI's Coral Plus, which actually give a very nice spectrum when you consider it overall. And yeah, that's it. As you can see, the sand looks pretty clean. That's because 2 days ago I have added some sand, some fresh sand, also ATI sand, Fiji white, and well, I think overall it looks very clean now, so I'm happy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.